Hi, I'm Talia Newland, author, editor, artist, and meditation instructor. Welcome to Happiness Hints. Today I'm interviewing Rae Hatherton, author of the best-selling book, Alive, an Energy Plan for Life. So Rae, maybe we can start by you telling us a little bit about your book.
It was a labor of love. And I purely mean that from love of my clients and not anything else. They demanded it, really. So over the years, I've been working with people on diet and lifestyle and attitude and how to incorporate exercise and good food and breathing and walking and keeping centered and meditation. And they just kept begging me to put a book together. Well, it only took me 6 years, but and 3 editors, but I did it, and it's been it was an Amazon bestseller, and I'm very proud of it, and it's a very useful book.
Right.
It's all of the things that we need to do on a day-to-day basis in order to be well and happy.
Yeah. So if you had one word to describe the kind of healing that you do, what would you call it?
Well, I would say my style is listening at a very deep level. I trained with a Tibetan monk for 12 years who was also an alternative doctor. And so the thing that he taught me was to bring presence to everything that I did with people.
Okay.
And that in itself would be transformative.
Yeah. If you were to give one happiness hint, what would it be?
Be true to yourself.
Would you like to elaborate on that a little bit?
I would say what's important to you, or what's important to me, and what I've seen is important to individuals is their own personal value system. And that staying true to that, no matter what the circumstance, is vital to someone's well-being.
Okay. Yeah, good. What about happiness hurdles for you? Things that, some sort of habitual pattern or maybe just even circumstances that arise in your life that is a challenge for you to maintain your level of happiness?
I wouldn't say there's a lot of hurdles.
Okay.
I would say that there's challenges.
Yep.
to staying on top of things. But as far as my happiness quotient, I wouldn't say that it's challenged often.
Okay. So let's talk about the challenges in your work. You've got situations where obviously you're going to be working with people who are ill, maybe dying. How do you work with those challenges in a way that helps you to maintain your own sense of inner peace?
I think it comes back to the thing that I said initially, which is being true to myself.
Okay.
I find that when I get wound up in someone else's story or someone else's problem to the point where I lose perspective, then I start to overgive or overreact or respond to the detriment of my own peace and my own rest and my own care. And I've become much more vigilant about it as I age. And of course, there's compromising circumstances constantly that slap me in the face if I tend to lean too far in one direction or another, like getting, exceptionally tired, like lying down and sleeping for 14 hours, or something, which I did last week after coming home from being with my 96-year-old friend. And it's a very fine line, maintaining, constantly choosing and maintaining boundaries. So I think boundaries are really the key, but not boundaries in the way that I've heard people use that word before, as in a limit, but rather as in a weather vane. So rather than letting the wind just go, rather holding a certain position and being flexible with it,
right,
but not just going with it.
yeah, yeah,
Which I think I have been extremely guilty of for a large part of my life.
oh, being blown by the wind.
Absolutely. And then having to, it's like having a boat and sailing, which is one of my favorite things to do, but to allow the tack to take you too far.
Yeah.
And to take it right to the edge before coming back to,
Right.
the even keel.
Right. So you're talking about maintaining your own sense of yourself and your own direction and your own values whilst being flexible.
As well as keeping a balanced lifestyle. How I really strive to do it is with elegance.
Yes.
And that
yeah.
is the ultimate challenge, I think.
Yeah. Okay. What about a happiness hero?
Her name is Summer, and she's married to a young politician in Louisville, Kentucky. And she constantly looks for opportunities to open people's minds and to open their opportunity, to open the gates to opportunity for people to contribute. She doesn't direct. She just opens the gate and people flood in.
Great.
I think she inspires happiness in a way that I seldom see. She was coached by her grandmother, who was voted Woman of the Century.
Wow.
For the city of Louisville, and truly a matriarch that was like one of the most wonderful people I've ever met, but also not nearly as happy as her granddaughter, and her focus was more on big change, like city planning.
Okay, yeah.
But her granddaughter brought all of the joy into it in a way that I think she's making huge differences and huge inroads into community by setting up things like Keep Louisville Weird.
That sounds great. I like that.
You could adore her because she does really crazy, off-the-wall things, but it inspires people to, jump in there.
Do you have a favourite quote on happiness from anyone? Fine.
Actually, I don't have a quote, but I do have a song. Leonard Cohen has just passed.
Yes. My
girlfriend and I used to call him our boyfriend. And we would have evenings with our boyfriend. There's a crack in everything, and it's where the light comes in.
That's great.
And so it's that kind of joyful inspiration that really turns me on.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, I don't think of happiness as just a surface thing. There's happiness on many levels, and no, I'm concerned about the deep happiness, the happiness that lasts regardless of what's happening to us in our lives. But that idea that where the cracks are, the light comes in is very inspiring, because it's very easy to get, to look at our lives and go, there's cracks all over my life, it's falling apart, and you feel that, that's terrible. But if you think of it as, well, that's where the light's coming in, then you see those cracks as great potential for growth. It's a very good attitude to have for going through your challenges. But this constant level of happiness that you have, when I said about hurdles and you said, well, I don't really have any. Now, for me, I know that comes from a very solid ground in meditation. Would you say that's the same for you?
Yes.
What is it about meditation that allows you to have this level of inner peace?
I would say constant joy. I think perspective.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest piece. Part of the reason, and you'd see it in my book, that I advise that people do meditation is not to de-stress, not to overcome, not to get away from, not to become more mindful, attentive, all those things. I mean, those things you can practice as well, but I think for me, it's having enough distance from my own racket to actually look at it.
Yeah.
And when I've got a lot of chattering going on in my head, to actually look at it and go, oh, you silly goose.
That's just chatter. It's just chatter. Yeah.
It's just noise.
Well, thanks a lot, Rae. It's been great talking to you. Thank you for being on the show. The one thing that has made the most difference in bringing happiness into my life is meditation. And to help you bring meditation into your life, I've made a free guided meditation on MP3, and you can pick it up at talianewland.com/guided-meditation. And take a look at my bookshop at talianewland.com. Look out for How to Meditate Easily, Effectively and Deeply on ebook, audiobook and paperback. And while you're there, check out my award-winning fiction. I write real magic, stories with the power to transform. You've been watching Happiness Hints, hosted by Talia Newland, with music by Chris Newland. Want to be a guest on the show? Fill out the form at happinesshints.com. And if you enjoyed this happiness hint, don't miss the next one. It comes out every week on YouTube, iTunes, Podbean and Stitcher. So subscribe to the show now. And don't forget to like and share with your friends, and even leave a comment or a review. I love to hear what you have to say. And to make sure that Happiness Hints keeps coming, consider being a patron. Every dollar helps. Thank you. See you next time.